Someone once said, "Success is simply failing 7 times and standing up 8 times." In today's story, we will talk about a figure once considered the jewel of Japanese cinema and her tumultuous life journey, where she eventually found the light in her life once again. Rie Miyazawa was born on April 6, 1973, in the Roppongi district of Tokyo, Japan. Her father was Dutch, while her mother, Mitsuko, was Japanese. When she was younger, her mother was also an idol, but she wasn't very famous. However, due to life's pressures, she became a hostess at a bar, where she met Rie Miyazawa's father. Not long after they married, Rie Miyazawa was born, essentially as a result of their carefree lifestyle, and her father quickly abandoned both her and her mother. Since then, Rie Miyazawa has never seen her father again. Her mother's work was also very unstable. She tried her hand at various jobs, such as managing a bar, being an insurance agent, and other unconventional professions. Because of this, when Rie Miyazawa was 10 years old, she was sent to live with her aunt and uncle. The lives of Rie Miyazawa and her mother took a turn when Rie Miyazawa was 10. As she grew older, her mother Mitsuko's dream of becoming a star was rekindled, and she hoped her daughter would fulfill the dream she hadn't achieved. In 1984, at just 11 years old, Rie Miyazawa became a model for the magazine 17. In 1985, while she was still in 6th grade, she appeared in a commercial for a food brand and became a well-known child star. However, the moment that truly made Rie Miyazawa shine in the public eye was in 1985, when she starred in a commercial for Shiseido, which won an international award at Cannes Lions. This can be considered the start of Rie Miyazawa's path to stardom. Next, in 1987, at the age of 14, Rie Miyazawa appeared in a commercial for Sankei Real Estate, playing a girl in a sailor uniform. She exuded a special charm with her sparkling eyes and radiant smile, quickly becoming famous nationwide. To this day, Sankei Real Estate still uses this scenario, and the character portrayed by Rie Miyazawa has become the 14th generation. This shows how deeply her image has been ingrained in people's minds. Thanks to this, Rie Miyazawa beat out 1 to 200 other candidates to land a role in the movie 7 Days War. She also won the Best New Actress award at the Japan Academy Film Prize. In terms of music, although she was very young, she collaborated with the person considered the king of Japanese pop music, Koji Tamaki. They released the single Dream Rush together, which immediately climbed the charts and held the #1 spot for 5 weeks, a record that wasn't broken until 16 years later. It can be said that from 1989 to 1993 was the peak of Rie Miyazawa's career. During those years, she became a guarantee of high ratings for television programs. All Japanese people, from young children to the elderly, were captivated by this lively teenage girl. Even in NHK's special drama to attract viewers, they created a guest character modelled after Rie Miyazawa. When this episode aired, the ratings increased by 3%. When Rie Miyazawa wasn't in the next episode, the ratings plummeted. As a result, the television station, driven by ratings, had to invite Rie Miyazawa back, rewrote the script just for her, and added 2 more episodes. This demonstrates the level of fame Rie Miyazawa had at the time. But when people thought Rie Miyazawa would become a huge star like Yamaguchi Momoe, her mother, Mitsuko, wasn't satisfied with the situation. She believed that a woman's beauty would fade quickly. When the beauty was gone, the audience would soon forget her. Therefore, Rie Miyazawa couldn't stay in the entertainment industry forever. One day, she would have to leave, so she needed to earn enough money before that day came. In 1991, Mitsuko invited the famous Japanese photographer Shinoyama Kishin to take photos of Rie Miyazawa. Shinoyama Kishin was known for his artistic photography of women. When the photo shoot began, Kishin assumed that the mother and daughter had already reached an agreement. But on the first day of shooting, he realized that Rie Miyazawa was completely unaware of it. To avoid making Rie Miyazawa feel uncomfortable, Kishin only took photos of her fully clothed during the first few days to set the mood. However, the pressure from her mother continued, forcing Kishin to take more provocative photos. Eventually, under her mother's persuasion, Rie Miyazawa could not refuse. Photographer Kishin: I wanted to take a picture of her with some clothes on. She wanted that too, but her mother objected and yelled loudly. She thought that Rie Miyazawa had to be 100% naked to go far in her career. Initially, when her mother suggested taking nude photos, Rie Miyazawa firmly refused. However, she was persuaded by her mother, who argued that this was merely a way to preserve beautiful moments of youth. Although she eventually compromised, Rie constantly prayed that, no matter what, these photos would never be leaked. Perhaps she never expected that her mother, who was supposed to be by her side, would be so obsessed with fame and money that she would go as far as to sell her own daughter. During the first days of photo shooting, photographer Kishin was extremely embarrassed when taking photos of a young woman in a revealing state. But Rie's mother scolded her, saying, "You even went all the way to the US to study, and now you don't want to take these trivial photos." It was from that moment that the controversial photo book was born and became one of the most prominent photo books in the adult entertainment industry in Japan. However, when this photo book was created, Rie Miyazawa was still under 18 years old, and when it was published, she was only a few months past her 18th birthday. Since Japanese law requires individuals to be at least 20 years old to be recognized as adults, the Japanese government urgently reviewed the situation, leading to a debate over whether the book violated the law. Fuji TV had to stop airing Rie Miyazawa's drama series and recall the photo book. On the contrary, this controversy significantly boosted the book's sales, and it still holds the record for 1.55 million copies sold, twice the previous record. This incident truly propelled Rie Miyazawa's career to new heights, as no other girl at the time had taken such a bold step. It seemed like everything was skyrocketing, but this was also a double-edged sword. Mitsuko had planned to shape Rie Miyazawa's career to follow a path similar to that of Yamaguchi Momoe, but due to the controversial photo book, Fuji TV quickly terminated its contract with Rie Miyazawa. Meanwhile, her fans were left confused, struggling to understand why their idol had transitioned from a pure image to that of an A-list star with a provocative photo collection. At that time, Rie Miyazawa was completely manipulated by her mother, Mitsuko. Mitsuko wanted to exploit her daughter's prime years to seize every opportunity for success, regardless of Rie Miyazawa's feelings. In addition to producing the sensual photo book, Mitsuko targeted a prominent figure in the film industry, Takeshi Kitano, one of Japan's most acclaimed directors and a recipient of the country's highest awards. As the story goes, on one fine evening, Mitsuko and Rie Miyazawa visited Takeshi Kitano late at night, pressuring Rie to befriend and entertain him. Takeshi Kitano firmly rejected Mitsuko's advances, leaving Rie Miyazawa feeling embarrassed. From a pure and innocent image, Rie's reputation gradually became tarnished, and she began to be criticized as fake. Her personal life was increasingly scrutinized and exposed. In reality, since she was 17 years old, Rie had been taken by her mother to bars and restaurants, where she was taught how to please men. Her mother even forced her to sleep with men to earn money, secure connections, and create new opportunities. Later, Rie Miyazawa herself admitted to this. When the whole society turned its back on her, fortunately there was still one man who wholeheartedly stood by her, not abandoning or rejecting her because of her troubled past. That man was Takanohana, a famous sumo wrestler. The couple dated and developed deep feelings for each other, even getting engaged and planning to marry. The media predicted that if the wedding took place, it would be the wedding of the century in the country. At that time, Takanohana was like a lifeline for the actress, becoming a pillar for her to hold on to and regain her spirit. So how did they meet? When Rie Miyazawa was 15 years old, she met Takanohana, who was also only 16, on a television program. Perhaps because they were both young stars, they shared many common thoughts and became close friends who frequently kept in touch. By 1992, they both appeared together on a special program on Fuji TV, and their relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one. At the end of 1992, they held a press conference to announce their love and declared that they would marry in May of the following year. This news immediately caused a sensation, as one was a famous star in the entertainment industry, and the other was a promising athlete in the sports field. The unexpected combination of these two fields left people both surprised and filled with expectations. Even the Prime Minister of Japan at the time declared that he would be a witness at their wedding. Advertisers went crazy, competing to pour money into signing advertising contracts with Rie Miyazawa, knowing that after marriage, according to the unspoken rules of the sumo world, Rie Miyazawa would withdraw from the entertainment industry to become the lady of a sumo stable. Thus, this couple quickly became the center of attention. But no one expected that just 2 months later, Rie Miyazawa would hold a press conference to announce the cancellation of their engagement. At the press conference, she appeared sad, a stark contrast to her previous radiant self. The underlying reason for this breakup was that both families had intervened in their relationship, with the strongest opposition coming from Rie Miyazawa's mother. With her ambitious and fame-seeking nature, Mitsuko did not want to lose her golden goose so easily. She used every means to drive a wedge between the couple, including speaking ill of her daughter to Takanohana's family. In the end, under pressure from her mother, Rie announced her breakup with Takanohana. From that point on, she fell into a state of depression and frustration, accompanied by an eating disorder. Shortly after, she lost up to 13 kilo, leaving her body emaciated. As this romance fell apart, advertisers felt betrayed and withdrew from their contracts. At the same time, a film starring Rie Miyazawa also failed at the box office, branding her as a box office poison. Negative news continued to pour in, forcing Rie Miyazawa to face immense pressure. After 2 years, Rie Miyazawa continued to appear in the media, thanks to the arrangements made by Mitsuko, a shrewd woman who knew how to keep Rie Miyazawa in the spotlight through various events. Eventually, as all the pressure from public opinion, her family and her need for love accumulated, Rie Miyazawa, then only 22 years old, felt overwhelmed. As a result, in September 1994, in a hotel, Rie Miyazawa attempted suicide by cutting her left wrist with a broken glass shard, but she was fortunately discovered in time and saved. In early 1995, Rie Miyazawa once again appeared before the public eye. When she attended an event, everyone was shocked. The plump appearance she once had was gone. Rie Miyazawa had become gaunt. Although she tried to cooperate with the host with a smile, the light in her eyes had completely vanished. Standing at 167 centimeters tall but weighing less than 40 kilograms, there was no doubt that she was suffering from acute anorexia and depression. Perhaps her mother believed that Rie Miyazawa wouldn't last long, so she began to frantically force her to work and make money. At that time, the Japanese public harshly criticized her. often calling her the bad mother. Although her physical health wasn't a major issue, the psychological illnesses were slowly destroying Rie Miyazawa. Finally, in 1996, when Rie Miyazawa could no longer continue working, her mother finally agreed to let her take a break and go to Los Angeles for therapy, a journey that lasted several years. From that point on, she cut ties with her bad mother, Mitsuko. After distancing herself from the person who had plunged her life into a standstill, Rie Miyazawa traveled to Taiwan in 2000 to participate in the film The Cabbie. At that time, she was no longer the naive young girl of her earlier years, nor did she have the frail and numb demeanor from her period of illness. Instead, she had transformed into a radiant butterfly, embracing a new beginning. Her resilient spirit, combined with her delicate acting, left a deep impression on everyone. In 2001, she starred in the film Peony Pavilion, directed by Yonfan, marking her official return to the public eye. Her co-stars were two famous actors, Joey Wang and Daniel Wu. Rie Miyazawa played the role of Kui Hua, and the romantic conflict between Kui Hua and her relative Rong Lan, played by Joey Wang, added a unique emotional tension to the film. This work earned Rie Miyazawa the Best Actress Award at the Moscow International Film Festival, laying the foundation for her position as a powerhouse actress. However, this was only the beginning. In 2002, Rie Miyazawa starred in the film The Twilight Samurai, which won the Japan Academy Film Prize and 7 other awards, solidifying her status as an elite actress. Despite her limited screen time, her performance was widely praised. Her later films, such as Pale Moon, also garnered 8 major awards, quickly establishing her as a recipient of all the major film awards in Japan. Most recently, in 2017, Rie Miyazawa won an award for her flawless portrayal of a resilient mother in the film Her Love Boils Bathwater, affirming her status as a prize-winning machine. This success is not only due to her innate talent, but also her courage to face challenges and determination to continually improve herself. In a program on Japan's NHK, Rie Miyazawa shared that to truly immerse herself in a role, she invested a great deal of time and effort. Initially known as a walking vase, she has now evolved into a giant goldfish with limitless potential. When she left Japan, all the media predicted that the era of Rie Miyazawa had ended. However, after 20 years, she has quietly declared through her numerous awards that her era never truly ended. In her journey to the pinnacle of her career, Rie Miyazawa also found happiness in love and family. In 2009, she married a Japanese businessman named Hiroyuki Nakatsu. On May 20th of the same year, their daughter was born. Unfortunately, the relationship did not last long. In 2012, Rie Miyazawa divorced her first husband and gained custody of their daughter. Perhaps to make up for the emotional lack of a mother-daughter relationship in her own childhood, Rie Miyazawa devoted all her love to her daughter, saying that her daughter's birth was the greatest gift of all. While working, she often brought her daughter along, allowing her to understand her mother's work. In July 2015, Rie Miyazawa appeared on the cover of a magazine with her daughter. This was her second collaboration with photographer Kishin, 24 years after their first, with the same theme and the same mother-daughter pair. Everything seemed unchanged from 24 years ago, but now, instead of the image of a single mother awkwardly bringing her child in front of the camera, there was a strong and gentle mother lovingly embracing her daughter. In March 2018, Rie Miyazawa welcomed new love into her life. She married Morita Go, a former member of the band V6. While some audiences may not be familiar with V6, One member of the group is extremely popular in China, Nagano Hiroshi, the actor who played Ultraman Tiga. Rie Miyazawa and Morita Go met on stage. After 2 months, they moved in together, traveling comfortably to Okinawa and practicing golf together, which led many to doubt the durability of their relationship. However, Morita Go repeatedly affirmed, "If you marry me, I will make you feel like the luckiest person in the world." Rie Miyazawa agreed with Morita Go, and they eventually decided to marry. After their marriage, Morita Go even took on his wife's surname. This is quite rare in Japan, where 96% of women usually take their husband's surname after marriage, demonstrating the deep affection between the two. Rie Miyazawa's life has been filled with hardships, from her career to love and family. The pressures of her youth overwhelmed her for a time, and during her years of convalescence in the United States, she hit rock bottom. What saved her was a phrase she read in a book. According to Rie Miyazawa's account, the author originally wrote this phrase to describe the complex emotions of losing a loved one, painful, yet without regret. But Rie Miyazawa saw it as a source of strength to start anew. Inspired by this book, she began drawing as a way to heal herself. As for the mother who had controlled her life, Rie Miyazawa gradually let go. Mitsuko passed away from liver cancer in 2014. Countless reporters asked if she resented her mother for ruining her life. During this award acceptance, she responded, "If you had asked me a long time ago, I might have said I hated her. So much so that I wanted to end my life to sever our relationship. But now, I just want to say that it was a challenge from life, a gift from heaven. My mother taught me many things about how to treat others, and that is the most precious gift of my life." In reality, due to her cancer, Mitsuko had lost the ability to interfere in her daughter's life for many years. The mother whom the media dubbed a bad mother no longer had the strength to control her daughter's life. But Rie Miyazawa did not express joy at being freed. Instead, she flew to the US to be with her mother, serving as her light until the very last moments of her life. Rie Miyazawa once said that she loves the phrase, "No night lasts forever." In truly difficult circumstances, the exterior shell becomes unimportant. What matters is maintaining the soul within. I want to remind myself that as long as I try, I can do it. This is truly difficult, but it won't last long. If there is darkness, she firmly believes that there must be light causing the darkness. The deeper the darkness, the stronger the light. Even if you fall 7 times, as long as you can stand up the 8th time, that is enough. I hope Rie Miyazawa's story today can also encourage you who are watching this video. You may be going through difficult times in life, but the current struggles may be a sign of rebirth.